last part of this that I want to get clear through to this is the massive issue going on right now in the world with anxiety and depression and stress, which has come to the forefront when it comes to social media, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to succeeding, all the things that happen with the lockdowns. A lot of messages telling people don't put pressure on yourself to do anything in life, just be happy, just be healthy, getting up is enough. And then you see the opposite rhetoric of that. You see so many people online giving you the blueprints of how to succeed, showing you how they succeeded. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel, Coach's Corner. On this episode, during this fitness series, I want to speak to you guys about cardio. Now, there's a lot of information out there on cardio. Coaches preaching not to do it. They can get you lean without it. They can get you healthy without it. They can get you the body that you want without it. Other coaches that love it, they say it's good for your endorphins. You'd be able to get leaner, stronger, blah, blah, blah. And there's also a lot of scientific data out there. For example, the American Heart Association recommends that all adults do a minimum of 150 minutes a week, steady state cardio, 5 sessions of 30 minutes or 6 sessions of 25 minutes, whatever it may be. Skipping, cycling, walking, stairs, boxing, dancing, whatever you choose your cardio output to be. And I'm gonna give you guys my best anecdotal experiences coaching over 1,000 people in multiple different goals, because for the most part, the people that I help either have a physique aesthetic goal or they're trying to level up their life to be able to take on business, entrepreneurial, investment endeavors in their life. And I'm trying to give them the core basic traits to be able to take on these stresses, take on these tasks, and be able to succeed. So when it comes to, let's say, the aesthetics, for example, and you guys that have followed me for the last 10, 15 years on different social media platforms have seen me every single year, diet, train hard. I cut down twice a year minimum to a really, really low body fat. And I also grow at least once a year to a pretty, heavy weight, not as big as I used to in the last few years. And my experience with cardio is that it helps me in both, okay? When I'm trying to lose weight, obviously by getting my step count in, I'm able to have at least one extra large meal a day. And I would rather stay busier, get my steps in, and be able to have that last meal than say at a certain time of the day, you know what, my calories are up and I can't eat anything anymore, and spend the rest of the evening thinking about food. And that risks you binging, because eventually you're gonna break. If no one's paying you or has a gun to your head to reach a certain goal, for most people, they're gonna break at some point. So I think it's very, very helpful when you're trying to lose weight to be able to incorporate the steps in there and have that extra food a day, rather than not doing it like these coaches that preach that they can get you fit with doing zero cardio whatsoever, okay? The second part to that is, and they're both sort of correlated, when I'm trying to grow lean muscle tissue. And this is not for the person that's trying to be a competitive bodybuilder or power lifter or strongman or CrossFitter. It's even for the average person that has never followed a correct macro or calorie plan. When they start eating the way that they're supposed to, it's usually more food. It's less calories, but it's more food because it's healthy food. And every meal has protein inside of it, which is very satiating. Okay, it makes you very full. It slows the digestion down of the carbohydrates, which is what we want, so that we can have better insulin sensitivity, lose body fat, have a better body composition, grow more lean tissue, which is going to raise your metabolism. And what happens is, if you eat, like all of you guys know, after a big meal, or you go out for a pizza or a burger or have a bowl of pasta, and you sit there, the food just sits there and becomes a brick inside your stomach. It makes you feel very lethargic. And for some people that have even followed a diet plan, nutrition plan to try to grow some muscle tissue, after 2 good meals, sometimes they can't even get that third one in. And a lot of people say to me, Coach, I can't even eat the food that you gave me, and they're losing weight, which is amazing, because before they were snacking and munching all sorts of shit that they shouldn't have had, and it throws them off of their diet, causes them to gain weight. Now the thing is that when you move and you get your steps in there, it speeds up the process of digestion, so that your body can assimilate, your body can absorb the nutrients that it needs to fill the muscles, to heal, to give your body the nutrition, the micros, the macros, the vitamins, the minerals that it needs, and then get rid of the waste. So movement and getting steps throughout the day is definitely going to help you keep a flatter stomach and be able to help your digestive and your bowel movements be nice and fluid. So you don't get bloating, you don't get gassy, you don't get constipated. So whether you're trying to bulk or you're trying to get leaner, cardio, from my experience, and with well over 1,000 people, if we count even classes together between MMA and circuits and boxing and jiu-jitsu and grappling, we're talking about thousands of people in the last 15 years that I've helped out. The ones that follow the correct plan and my advice and use cardio have way more success in their results than the ones that don't, okay? The last part of this that I want to get clear through to this is the massive issue going on right now in the world with anxiety and depression and stress, which has come to the forefront when it comes to social media, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to succeeding, all the things that happen with the lockdowns. A lot of messages telling people don't put pressure on yourself to do anything in life, just be happy, just be healthy, getting up is enough. And then you see the opposite rhetoric of that. You see so many people online giving you the blueprints of how to succeed, showing you how they succeeded, or trying to scam you and sell you, a Bitcoin or some sort of a pyramid program for you to make some money. But, you have to think logically when it comes to this. And the human being, the species that we are, whether we're 130 or 150,000 years of existence in age, our species is very old. That's a long time for our body to be evolving and have the DNA and the genetic coding that we have. So if you take that whole period of time, over 100,000 years, and then you think that in the last 100 years, or even in the last 30, 40 years, how life has evolved and sped up so fast, where every household has 2, 3, 4 cars, everybody has a car, there's a train, there's a bus, there's a way to get everywhere, there's scooters, and people aren't walking anymore. People went from an average, what they said, the steps in the 60s and 70s of 20 to 25,000 steps a day to now, 80% of the people that come to me, whether it's for sports reasons or the high performers that are already adhering to good life choices, all the way down to my clinical patients, the average person with a desk job, even the moms that are chasing kids around, are getting like 2, 3, 4,000 steps a day maximum. And that's really low compared to, let's say our human body was created to do what it was doing 100 years ago, not 100,000, but 100 years ago when there was no vehicles and everybody walked everywhere all day long. So between us living in the age that we're living in with artificial light and artificial heat and artificial air conditioning and artificial food, and then put on top of that we have a messed up circadian rhythm because people are staying up later watching these TVs in this artificial space. And now that they're not even moving, this is a huge impact on the psyche of a human being, having anxiety and having depression. And going through these negative effects that a lot of people are suffering from, because the human has basically become this caged experiment that's getting fed processed foods and processed light, processed air, and the body, what it was created to do within 100 or 150,000 years, is not adjusted yet within the last 40 or 50 years. Our generation and the younger kids in their teens and their 20s or the toddlers, their body hasn't genetically changed. They still have the same DNA that your great grandparents did. Time hasn't passed that long enough yet for them not to have the side effects. And the thing is that we're all born with fight or flight instincts in us that follow with hormones. And these hormones, if they're suppressed inside of us and they're not used, meaning that you're not exerting these hormonal stigmas inside of your body and getting that energy out through some way, and you're just suppressing it inside of you, obviously you're going to feel anxiety. Obviously you're going to feel depression. Obviously you're going to have, issues with your sleep. And, it's easy for me to be able to just say to somebody that comes to me and they're like, I've got so much anxiety, I don't feel good about myself, I can't sleep. All these symptoms that they're going through. And I say to them, follow me for a day. Walk the dogs at 6:30, get ready for work, go do whatever you got to do. Come train with me for an hour and a half in the gym. Come back to the house, do your routine, your food shopping, your laundry. I take care of my yard, my cars, whatever things you can do in your life to be able to improve your surroundings wherever you live. And then, make a healthy meal, eat your meal, do your business, take care of your chores, and then take another walk again, at the end of the day. I guarantee you, when it comes time for bedtime, you're going to be tired, and your mind and your body's going to want to sleep. You're not going to feel anxiety. So that's the best information that I can give you guys. It's not about how much muscle you can gain, and it's not about how good you can look. My advice is, I think first and foremost, if you understand that it's going to give you a healthier mind, that it lowers stress, that it lowers anxiety, that it helps you sleep better, that it gives you more endurance, okay? Obviously, the more exercise you get and the better cardiovascular system that you have, okay? If you want your nutrition to work, you have to understand that your body uses oxygen, okay, with other components such as potassium, sodium, water, okay, inside of your bloodstream to be able to take those nutrients from your stomach and put them into your muscles. So the better cardiovascular ability that you have with your lungs, the more efficient your breathing is, which is going to come from doing cardio, the more results you're going to get from the little bit of time you have in the gym or the amount of food that you're able to eat, whether you're trying to get leaner or trying to grow muscle and get bigger. So whatever your goal is, and this is my opinion, take it with a grain of salt, but I have a lot of success behind this with my people and myself. I think that whether you're trying to lose body fat, grow muscle, get healthier, get into a new business, try to level up your life financially, try to fix bad traits, bad habits that you have with drinking, with alcohol, with drugs, with procrastination, with video games, with gambling, with just wasting your money on shopping, wasting time with social circles, that doing cardio in whatever way you see fit, whatever's good for you that's maintainable, is going to help you succeed in that endeavor 100 times better, because there's so many benefits from it, mentally and physically. So my thoughts, okay? No one has the absolute truth. I'm just telling you my absolute truth. Anybody telling you that you shouldn't do cardio, that you can get fit without doing cardio, that you can get lean without doing cardio, that you can get big without doing cardio, and you shouldn't do any cardio because it's taking away your calories and you're not going to grow muscle, is a fucking idiot, because they're not thinking about your life emotionally, they're not thinking about your life psychologically, they're not thinking about your life financially, they're not thinking about your life in the long term, okay? What you're going to be like in 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And all of these involved in that, entity of the best version of yourself have to do with your health, mentally and physically, and cardio is one of those things. The human being was made to walk. If you look at a herd of deer, or you look at a flock of birds, or you look at a school of fish, or you look at a pack of dogs in the wild, they all look the same. They can eat as much as they want, but they don't. They eat a certain amount, they socialize, and then they sleep when they're supposed to sleep. You can't pick a skinny and a fat one out. Us humans, though, we've messed up that whole system with the circadian rhythm and putting our emotional behaviors and attaching that to food and attaching that to what we're supposed to do. And that's fine, obviously, because we're a very much more advanced species. But if you can kind of reverse that and just understand the logic that all of us are supposed to be moving with our legs the way we were created, we would be a lot healthier, okay? If you started giving scooters and started giving cars and started giving, trains to animals in the wild and giving them rides, they're gonna turn into that fat, sloppy, depressed dog. Like everyone knows someone in their neighborhood, in their family that has a dog, they just feed it and the thing can barely move, and it's not healthy. So that's my best advice to you guys. I hope it gives you some value. I hope it can help you. I hope you can pass this message on to the people around you, help them. Stay positive, stay productive. Don't let anything or anyone get in the way of your dreams or your goals. And if you have any questions, my links are in the bio. Hit me up. And that's it. Speak to you guys next time.